Shot, brutally murdered and packed into a suitcase by his father's illicit lover. The city cops arrest a 26-year-old woman. The fake mark sheet scam gets bigger by the day. More complaints overflow the crime branch after recent counselling. But amidst all the scandals around colleges, phase 1 of engineering counselling comes to an end. The biggest rock art site of Tamil Nadu cries for help. An NDTV Hindu special report. So-called development at the cost of environment. Despite a Madras High Court order, it seems that the marshlands still struggling to survive. Good evening, everyone. You've tuned into the all-important 8 p.m. news. I am Radhika Iyer. You read the news of a murder and you perhaps skip that article because you don't want to read anything negative at the start of the day. The word murder has perhaps stopped shocking an average Indian. But the top story on NDTV Hindu tonight is something that has chilled to bones for everyone who's heard of this story. A child, all of 3, murdered and packed in a suitcase for his parents. This gory crime in the religious town of Nagapattinam. More details on that horrific report after we get you what's making news nationally. David Headley's interrogation reveals the nexus between Pak's officials' establishment and terrorism, says the National Security Advisor.
Really the links with the official establishment and with existing intelligence agencies.
Foreign Minister S.M. Krishna in Kabul today says there can't be a selective approach towards terrorism. 5 days after Chandrababu Naidu went to prison, the Maharashtra government withdraws cases against the TDP chief. Bihar Assembly turns into a wrestling ring. Politicians debate issues with their furniture and fists. Another Indian faces attack down under. He's battling for life in a hospital in Melbourne. And after braving the rains for 3 long days, the Sri Lankans declare their first innings with a massive score of 520. Aditya was all of 3 years. This little child of an IT employee went missing on Saturday from Chennai. The parents based at Virugambakam in Chennai get a call from the police saying the boy is found. To the shock of the parents, this boy was found dead and packed away in a suitcase found lying in a bus depot in Nagapattinam. The boy's head was wrapped in a polythene, neck strangulated. But the story unfolding now is even more shocking. A 26-year-old woman has been arrested for this murder. The police theory now suggests that it was all in the name of love. An illicit affair between the child's father and his 26-year-old lover girl turned everything sour, costing the father his son's life. The father has been having an extramarital affair, it seems, with the alleged murderer. But he refused to move in with her completely, saying he was already married, settled and could not leave his child. That provoked the lover and she chose to kill this innocent baby. After thorough questioning, it seems that she has even confessed to the crime. The woman will be produced in a city court and will be lodged in Pural prison tomorrow. In a double tragedy, the mother of the child is under shock and has been admitted to a hospital. We're now joined by Salim, my colleague from The Hindu. Salim, unbelievable, this ugly side of the father that has been exposed because of this particular case. Such a horrific crime indeed. Where is this man now who in real terms is the murderer?
The man was actually under police interrogation. The police say what made their case more difficult was this girl, this 26-year-old girl who had an illicit affair with the man. This girl acted out in drama. Initially, she murdered the boy, then she came to the church in Paris, and then she went back to her hostel, took the body, and she actually boarded a bus from Coimbatore bus terminal. She went all the way to Pondicherry and got down the bus, and she actually she put the suitcase in an other bus which actually departed to Nagapattinam. But she very clearly, very cleverly enacted a drama. She said to the police that she took the boy to a church which is located in Paris, and she fainted all of a sudden, and that is when the boy went missing. She then called the victim, the deceased father, and informed him to come to the Esplanade police station, and they both jointly lodged a complaint with the Esplanade police. In fact, when the police came to know about the morning newspapers on
this lady who's allegedly committed the murder, and ironic that she was the one who went to lodge that complaint along with the child's father. But how is the condition of the mother of the child, Salim, now?
As of now, the mother has been hospitalized. When we asked this question to the Joint Commissioner of Police, Chennai North Zone, Seshasai, he said that she is recovering and she will be all right. There is no need to worry. But as of now, the deceased father is under police interrogation. They have not booked any cases against him. Whereas this 26-year-old girl who had an affair with the victim's father has been arrested, and she will be remanded in Pural prison tomorrow.
All right, Salim, thanks very much for joining us with those details. We will, of course, keep track of that, considering tomorrow is the time that the lady will be produced in court. But who is to blame? Tell us your thoughts on this very tragic story. You could send us your opinions. How much is too much punishment for killing this innocent child? Write in to us at feedback@ndtv-hindu.com, and we'll air that for you. I, for one, cannot believe that a woman who allegedly was even pregnant with the baby of this father could do something like this to a child. Such a good-looking boy Aditya was. Well, moving on, 15 more fake mark sheets have been recovered from the top engineering and medical colleges today, taking the scam to an all-new level. The complaints have been forwarded to the Central Crime Branch, who will conduct a detailed probe. So far, 2 government employees have been arrested in connection with the fake mark sheet scam. During the first phase of counselling, more than 40 fake mark sheets have been detected. Well, even as 15 more fake mark sheets were recovered today by a team investigating the scam, the first phase of counselling ended. There was many a smile and some frown from students. Minal Shah caught up with the mood of students at Anna University. Worried parents, students scrambling and anticipating, making last-minute preparation. This was the scene on the last day of Phase 1 of counselling for engineering admissions. As of now, nearly 46,000 students were called in and seats were allocated to almost 35,000 candidates.
My sister Shanmugapriya, she has completed the 12th and she has gone in to get biotech, BTech in Shasta Engineering College. Now there are 26 seats available. Of course, she'll get through it.
I would like to choose EEE. I meant to go for counselling, and let's see what happens.
Electronics and communication was, as always, the most sought-after course, and it seemed that most students got what they wanted.
I'm satisfied with this. I got what the college I wanted. I'm really happy about this.
I want to get aeronautical engineering, and I got that course in which I want the which college I want to get the course. I got that course in VSB Engineering College, Karur district, and I am satisfied with the counselling.
The new entrants this year, the Tamil medium courses, had about 185 candidates choosing the civil and mechanical engineering streams.
Because of this first generation, absentees are only 17%. So that shows most of the first generation candidates, because of free of cost, they want to do engineering courses at Anna University.
Phase 2 of counselling begins on Wednesday, and it seems that another 40,000 students will step into their college life. In Chennai, with Minal Shah, Radhika Iyer, NDTV Hindu. Phase 2 for counselling begins tomorrow. Well, moving on, is it indeed another nature versus development, or just some building in the name of development which builders would make good money off? Real estate investors continue to show interest in setting up properties in Pallikaranai in Chennai, despite calls by environmentalists to leave whatever remains of the marshlands as it is. Just a few days ago, the Madras High Court issued an order that restricts construction by private builders and state-run departments, but it seems it's a case where real estate investors are now asking High Court order. Well, what is that?
Ever since the IT industry saw rapid growth in Chennai in the late 1990s, there has been a dramatic surge in the value of real estate. Even the Pallikaranai marshlands, a key catchment area for Chennai, has not been spared. Calls by environmental activists not to construct on the marshlands have been repeatedly brushed aside by builders and buyers.
This we see as an upcoming developing area in the near future to become a hub of activity and become a residential activity, and all schools and everything also coming up in the near future. So I thought, why not invest it while the affordability is still there in this locality.
Suppose a single bedroom naale single double kuda ungalku ipo vandu 2000 kulle kedachirudhu. So in the side rent alla konja and the expensive items ella kammiya irukku, facilities innum jaasthiya irukku. Pa andha side la pathina water problem adella irukku, inge appdi ellam kediyadu.
Several attempts by activists to declare Pallikarnai marshlands as a forest area to stop construction have ended in failure. In a recent interim decision, the Madras High Court put a freeze on CMDA and other state departments and private companies from reclaiming or constructing on the marshlands.
The court has said that asked the government of Tamil Nadu and all its agencies and departments not to permit any construction, further construction. Groundwater recharge will take place so that a large number of settlements in that area and all will have water.
Chennai, a fast expanding city, has seen enough water scarcity. Experts say the Madras High Court's freeze on construction is an opportunity for the government to protect what remains of the marshland to preserve it as a catchment area. In Chennai, Bertila, NDTV Hindu.
Well, hopefully Pallikarnai will get as lucky as the wetland in Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh, which recently won the case in favor of environmentalists. Moving on, we'll take a quick look. In fact, in just 60 seconds, you get to know all that's making buzz in the nation. Take a look at this packet. Just 60 seconds, all that you wanted to know. The Maharashtra government has appealed to court to withdraw charges against TDP leader Chandrababu Naidu. The former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and his party men have been agitating over the Babli Dam on the river Godavari. They allege that the Maharashtra government is grabbing more than its fair share of water, adversely affecting Telangana farmers. The Bihar Assembly turned war zone today as opposition MLAs started hurling tables and even came to blows. A war of words between the BJP MLAs who raised slogans over price rise and RJG members who demanded a CBI probe against Nitish Kumar turned ugly, resulting in a chaotic scene. In Barampur village in Uttar Pradesh, a young girl named Sangeeta was killed and cremated by her family for marrying a Dalit boy. Sangeeta, who belongs to a Jat family, married Ravindra against her parents' wishes. And a practice session at the Chinnaswamy Stadium cost cricketer Anil Kumble his iPhone and several credit cards. The Royal Challengers skipper had left several valuables and some money in a bag at the ground during practice and came back to find the bag missing. Okay, we'll take a short break now, but come back because there's a special report on the biggest rock art site that is crying for help. Our special focus on that very story. And of course, which of the Khans will prevail? Boyfriend Saif may be a fan of Bebo's curves, but she chooses to forgo all of that for another Khan.